The Wit and Grit Show with Alka. On the Wit and Grit Show with Alka.
A little dance?
And Grit Show with Alka. Stay.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! Hello, hello, hello. Greetings of peace, love, and happiness to everyone who has joined us on the live on the Wit and the Grit show with Alka. This is the iconic Wit and the Grit show, and we have had over 300 plus episodes of the Wit and Grit show, and we've had some of the amazing people from all over the globe join us, talk about their life, inspire us, empower us, and also, leave that powerful message for all of us to imbibe so that we can keep on shining, keep on sparkling, keep on serenading planet Earth with all its bounties, because we believe in spreading smiles, sanguinity, positivity, enhancing self-worth, making this world, planet Earth, a beautiful, beautiful planet, beautiful, beautiful place to be in. And how do we do it? With the power of the C's. And the C's are hear, care, communicate, connect, create, collaborate. And that's how we're connecting the world together. We are, sharing stories of people who have made a huge success of their lives. And how have they done it? It wasn't easy for any one of them, but they managed to do it. Those stories need to be shared. Those narratives need to be told. And that's why we're here and we are learning, we are growing. It's always a question of never ever give up on your learning. Keep learning, keep growing, because that's how you learn to transform yourself in a way that makes you a powerful, positive human being with all the essential good qualities of being a wonderful creature who belongs to planet Earth and who appreciates every diverse individual's uniqueness, unstoppable quality, unbeatable quality, timelessly tenacious quality. And we have with us this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful individual with tenacity, with wit, with grit. She is Pragati Rawal, all the way from the United Kingdom. And I had the chance to meet this beautiful young lady, so witty, so gritty, empowered. But it wasn't easy for her, let me tell you that. And she keeps on saying, I'm still transforming, I'm still learning, I'm still evolving, because I have a lot to learn. But this young lady, this witty, gritty young lady, she is a female empowerment coach. And she ensures that all the females, especially the female entrepreneurs, they understand and know how to come out from that burnout stage to a proper balance stage. Because after all, it's all about balance. If you don't have that proper balance in your life, you go haywire. You get flustered, you get flabbergasted, you don't know how to behave or how to, actually react to things. And chances are that negativity comes in, and that negativity dims your qualities of shining. So, hi, Pragati.
Hi, Alka. Thank you so much. Alka is always so kind. Lots of love to her. She sees the best in everyone as an educator, as a worldly wide woman. You really see the bright spark in everyone. So thank you for recognizing the divinity in me, and I also recognize the divinity in within you. I am so happy to be here. And Alka always says such nice things about me, that I'm beautiful, that I have panache, that I have gravitas. She sees a lot in me that a lot of other people don't. And she's a psychic and a spiritual person as well. So if she says I'm special, I am special.
Wonderful. I love this part. Pragati, you really have changed from last year when we met. And now that we're meeting, I know it's a virtual platform, but it feels as if I'm still there with you. And this line that you just now said, I am special. I think this is wonderful. This shows that the confidence within you, the power within you, which every individual has, especially an individual who is humble, who's happy, who's humane, and who believes in the power of uniqueness and that unstoppable quality in every individual. And you do that. You do that. And like I said, and I'm going to repeat myself, she does it with panache. She's got that classy charm, you know. Like, if there is something going on which is wrong, she will not like become hyper, or she'll not say, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? She'll say, okay, I'm sure there's a way to handle this thing. And I think the way she says that also talks a lot about her. So, Pragati, you know, let's begin with a few of your favorite things. Let's get to know you a little bit, because before we ask you the serious stuff. So, okay, these are a few of my favorite things. What are those favorite things of yours?
I am very geeky, Alka. I love stationery. I love different pens and journals. I went to my local university, my old university yesterday, and I felt in heaven in the library. Everyone was learning, they were taking their notes. It was just a refurbished, really classy library. I was in my element, like stationery and learning and self-development and growth. I absolutely love it. So yes, I love stationery. I love going to the coffee shop and just sitting and absorbing the atmosphere, whether it's young mothers with their children or students. Again, I don't need to interact, although I often do, but I just love observing and understanding people and being a part of the community, but also keeping a distance. I love window shopping. I just like looking at things and discovering new products, and I'm very female in that sense. Of course, if I have an agenda, I need to buy something, I will, have a list and go and buy it. But sometimes I just want to go and look at things, and it makes me very happy. I think there's that exploration side of me, as all women do. I love watching self-development seminars, anything to do with spirituality on YouTube. But I also like my Bollywood dramas. I like watching the South Indian films that are out
Really?
now.
That amazes me. Oh, wow.
I like my Indian music, my Latino music, my pop
Mhm.
music, anything that to get me into a higher vibe state even. I am quite simple, actually. I can just sit for hours by myself at home. I don't have to actually go out.
Uh-huh.
And that's the type of person I am. I am actually very happy in my own energy, with my own company,
Wow.
with a task to do that absorbs me, and I could think for hours
Oh,
about
wow.
certain things and be immersed in an activity outside of myself. So this is who I am. I say I'm a very simple person that likes connecting, but I don't like being in the limelight. And yes, these are the things that I love.
But you should be in the limelight. You've got such fantastic qualities of being in the limelight. Why not? Let people know the Pragati. I mean, if I ask you, Pragati Raval, who is she?
She's a excuse me, she's a very resilient, a kind, caring person, that a very simple old soul that just wants to live and let live. Lives her greatest life and help others live their greatest life. I actually didn't grow up with an emphasis on money or an emphasis on being in the limelight or being the heroine of my own story. I come from a very simple altruistic family, and for us it was all about devotion, not accepting gifts from other people, not being very puritanical, even, like just being simple living, high thinking. So money was never a thing until recently, and I realized actually if you want to make a difference and if you want to be recognized by other people, you do need financial standing. And also, I actually don't like being in the limelight, but there is a voice waiting to come out that wants to empower women. So it's not for me, it's actually, I feel like you said, I have a gift, I have a calling to inspire other women. So it's actually not about me. I'm the vessel. So that's what's helped me project and bring me out of my shell.
Beautiful, beautiful, Pragati. Pragati, as a teenager, as a child, you probably, I mean, as all teenage girls do, they love dreaming. And at times, I would say even building castles in the air. So, did you indulge in this? And if yes, what were your dreams at that point of time? What did you dream of doing, of achieving, of being at that point of time?
So you're going to laugh. I think I already lived that dream. I wanted to be a princess. And I wanted to be a princess so that people would say nice things to me and treat me nicely, treat my family nicely, and I would be in high esteem. At the Wuha event, I got to do that. I wore my tiara and I dressed up in a ball gown and I got to live out that dream. And I wore different headpieces to recognize that inner queen. Because my childhood dream was to be a princess. Apart from that, I did envisage growing up having a nice house, a profitable job, and empowering other people. And I'm still, as you said, I'm still working on that dream. But I always felt like I would not have a lack. There would always be provision for me. And some people think that's kind of delusional, but I still believe that I am blessed and there will always be provision. And if there are any obstacles, it's a learning point.
This is a very powerful mindset, actually, Pragati, when you have this mindset of not having any lack and you have this mindset of abundance, that's what you're attracting into your life. I mean, it just comes, opportunities come or something comes your way and then you just grab that opportunity and then you do good at that opportunity. You're just at the right place at the right time at the right moment, and things just work out. They just fall into place. I think this mindset of abundance is something, and of positivity, abundance and positivity both, because they'll go together. Only if you're positive in your mind will you be able to attract that abundance. And I think it's worked beautifully for you, hasn't it? But Pragati, okay, so you said princess. I think that's very sweet. And personally, I was always a very fairy tale-ish person, and I still love fairy tales. If I was given a choice, if I had to read out a story to kids, or in a setting, I would always take out a fairy tale, any fairy tale, and I'll just read that out. Incidentally, before we go on to the next, do you have a favorite fairy tale that you can keep on reading?
I like Pocahontas. I like Princess Yasmin. I actually like all of them. I love the Disney movies, and they are for adults. The moral within the story, I can still sit and learn. Kung Fu Panda, I love all of them.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I think a lot of learning comes from those, watching them or even reading about them. A lot of learning. I mean, contrary to what sometimes people think, even, comics for that matter, when as a teenager, I think most of us were hooked on to the Archie digests or Richie Rich or Casper, the Friendly Go. And somehow I think there was a lot of learning in them also, because somewhere they always showed, that good prevailing over evil. So if you're doing something wrong, you will get into trouble. But if you're doing something, maybe it's difficult to do it the right way, but ultimately you will be the winner, or there will be something good that comes in store. I think this makes a lot of difference. And this is a thing that we all do advocate. Like you said, you love going to places where there are books, stationery, pens, papers, journals. And that's my favorite place to go as well, because when there's nothing to do, it's always good to just grab a book and read. Which book would you like to read when you just, have all that time in the world and you want to take out a book and reread it again. And I think we all have those books which we have reread so many times. Which is your favorite? Which makes you feel witty and gritty?
That's difficult to pick. I don't I like Gabby Bernstein, and I like reading about spirituality, being in the 5D. I can't pick one book because
Okay,
I'm
okay.
reading so many things at the same time, and
Okay, what are you
now
currently reading? Okay, let's just talk about that. I think that'll be a better way to, I'll rephrase the question. What are you currently reading?
I'm reading a book called A Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdal. And I
Okay,
can show you the book. I can show it to you if you
okay.
like. It is because this is what I help women with. I don't think, I'm not
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
I could get it. I got a glance.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I
So,
did, I did.
so this is how I help my burnt out female entrepreneurs by planning their day. And that's what I'm reading. But if I may, I would love to go back to the hero's journey within the fairy tales, if I may, because it's always about the hero's journey. What about the heroine? What
Yeah,
about the burnt out female entrepreneur or the burnt out mother? Or the fallen goddess, that has forgotten to nurture herself. We're all going through a heroine's journey, and you are the heroine of your life.
yeah,
So you're going through a journey. So like in the hero's journey, even Super Mario's, he has to fight all these characters to get to the queen. I wonder where we as heroines are trying to reach. What is our prize? What do we want? Because we're also fighting battles that people
yeah.
don't understand. So I'm sorry, I put a tenuous link, but there is a link between this chaos, this hero's journey, and women feeling like everything's not into place and I'm not on the right path and I'm just facing lots of battles,
Yeah.
and I don't know where I'm going, and then they feel really empty and a void within. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm reading.
Wow, wonderful. Um, Now that you're talking about this, tell me, what was the turning point in your life that made you realize that this is what you need to do? You need to empower women. You need to empower women, especially burnt out, when they get into that burnt out syndrome and they need to be taken out and aligned with their, goals, and maybe have a proper balance between the professional, the personal. When did this turning point happen in your life?
I can't say it was one turning point. I think God was a creator, slowly gave me
Okay, he
learning,
built it up.
and it built up. I did my psychology degree. I always wanted to help others develop
A true
women, and
humanitarian.
I've done humanitarian, altruistic work, worked for charities, helping single parents back to work. So I've done all of that, worked in HR and training, and it was all about helping others. So it got to a point during COVID when I realized that it's not just about being altruistic. It could get to a point where we can't even afford basic necessities. So I need to create my own economy. If I want to be an empowered woman, I need to set something up for myself so that I can rely on myself for my own sustenance. So there was that realization, and I realized that other women were going through a lot as well. So I've gone through counseling, equine therapy, drama therapy, all different healing modalities, because I wanted to heal myself as well as work on my mindset. So I have so much value for it. The realization was that through my life, I faced illness, and burnout and tiredness where I couldn't do anything. Now, I won't tell you the labels, because the labels that the doctors gave me, they can't validate themselves at the moment. So I can tell you that I got stomach pain, physical pain, and felt tired. So I was facing these things, and I was facing burnout, and I know what it feels like to be very sick, alone, and tired, and feel unsupported. I also know what it feels like for doctors to try and tell me what to do and feel controlled by them, for certain religious personalities to tell me how I'm supposed to live morally and religiously, how prospective partners think that marriage partners think that I should be, and what's right or wrong for me. And I do not like this sense of control. And I wanted to give women a sense of control and taking charge so that they live a life by their design. I've even worked in a local women's center, and I met a woman who just come from abroad, and she wasn't allowed to go anywhere except the women's center because she wanted to learn English to help her child. And that was the only outlet that she had. And I felt that I had so much more than sadly this lady had. So I wanted to make use of it in any way I could. So I think there's just been a slow build up where I have been forced to enforce my boundaries, use my voice, even though I'm constantly, even now, being told I don't have a voice, I don't have anything great to say, I don't look right, I'm not the right age, or there's so much backlash. Someone told me you can't walk properly and you can't talk properly, you should just not say anything.
I think this always comes from insecurity. Don't you feel that the other person starts feeling insecure when they see that potential within you, when they see that you have that powerful voice and you might shadow them, overpower them, or it's not a question of overpowering, but yes, it's a question of that you're actually questioning certain things, the right and the wrong, and that you have a mind of your own. I don't think this is very many people cannot really take it very how do you call very easily, because it's a question of them losing their authority or they feeling insecure. you know this is it. It's not you as a person who has anything wrong within you. It's their insecurity speaking, actually. But the thing is, at that particular point of time, we think that there is something wrong in us, which is absolutely wrong, because we have been targets of gaslighting, because somebody makes us believe that you're no good. Okay, you're short, you can't do it. But I always say that great things come in small packages, buddy. So you better try me, and then I'll show you what stern stuff I'm made of. So I guess you just come to a point when you realize that something just goes over here, it just goes click, and then you say, wow, I can do this just as you did. So look at you now. I mean, you're an empowered woman empowering other women. Not everyone can see that, because people have their own perceptions, which are very, very narrow. But I think it's good that you broke them. It's good that you're doing your own thing. It's good that you have a mind of your own. But despite all these things, was there any incident that, put you a little bit off track? While working. Yeah.
While working with other women, or from working on myself?
Well, you can talk about whatever you feel good, whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah.
What's really sad is in a lot of non-Western cultures, it is okay to even whimsically tell someone that they should not exist anymore. And it's seen as something very funny. And I support the national suicide prevention. And that's when it clicked that there are status quo beings that think they can play God and think that they can decide who has value and who deserves to live and who doesn't. And this is genuinely, they believe But I don't know if they have an insecurity, but they have a certain remit of how a human being should look like, how they should be performing in their life. They have everything set out, and if somebody is not, then they should not exist. It's almost like Hitler, even, you know. And they're doing that in the head to a lot of people and alienating them and just ticking them off. And that's really when I thought, okay, how these people, or this thought process, I can't even blame a certain individual. It's a paradigm that decides who has value and who decides to live, and that's made me click. These round table discussions where it's designed for one person to chip away at you, and the second person asks the same question, and you think, you know, do you not realize that I'm actually observing you and I know what's happening, and you're trying to give me that interrogation and make me question my own sense of worth and well-being. That made me click. And I was speaking to a counselor, and we both laughed. She was at the audacity. She said, you know, if I was you, I would have laughed. I said, I was just so shocked that people can behave like that, or think like that, or send messages vicariously my way. And that made me click. And it's like, yeah, I am plus size and I like it. I wear baggy clothes. I really do. I'm very comfortable in my t-shirt and tracksuit. And this is how I like to dress.
It's okay. It's your unique style.
So it's okay to be me. It's okay to be Pragati Raval, exactly as quirky, yes, as gritty, witty.
I like that.
As she is. And there is no other Pragati Raval, there is no other Alka-Women. And why do I need to be a copy-paste stamp copy of everybody else? I don't want to be, and I don't need to be. I never was in a clique of those girls that follow each other everywhere. They go to the toilet together, they eat together, they have to be everywhere together. And I'm an individual and I connect with people on an individual basis. So the people that need to be in a clique and have so that they can have authority over everybody else. I never understood that, because I feel that I have authority and standing just being alone by myself. But like you said, maybe they have an insecurity that they all need to get together.
That's why they can't take it, you know. For them, it's like, how come she's so different? How come she says that she can do this? And she's done it. We gave her a difficult thing to do, but yet she did it. Or he did it. I mean, we try to be equal for everyone. But this kind of a mentality exists, and it exists all over the world. It's not only one particular nation, but it's a global phenomena per se. And I think it's good that there are strong people out there who are trying to bring that change in the real sense of the term. You know, not just for the sake of saying it, but actually doing something about it. So now tell me, what all do you do? And who is a strong woman in your mind? To your mind, who is a strong woman? Who is an empowered woman? And how do you, when you come across a woman who feels not so strong, not so empowered, what are the things that you say to them? Or maybe how do you want to help them? How do you help them? And what has been successful? So maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
An empowered woman knows that she has a choice and is equipped to make that choice. She can make an informed decision about small things as well as bigger choices in her life. That gives her empowerment. Anybody who takes your decision-making power away from you is taking your power away from you.
Absolutely. So I like this.
It doesn't matter. Did you decide to wear that today? Did you want to wear it? That was your choice. Then you're empowered. If somebody told you what to wear and you'd rather wear something else, and it's not harming anybody else and it's not against the law, then you should be able to wear that. So it's about choice, also being sensible. So and the way that I help women that are not empowered, like that lady at the women's center who wasn't allowed to talk to anybody else. I said, you know, gently make your husband see that you're not doing anything wrong at the women's center, because her mother-in-law was worried that she would gossip about her family to
Oh
other
gosh.
people at the women's center. So they were worried about she must be controlled.
Hmm.
So but she showed that she's not doing anything wrong. She's connecting with other women, learning how to speak English so that she can be of value to the family. And slowly she was given more rights, and she was able to do courses and go into wider community. She earned that trust. So it is about working with the people around them rather than making them remove them totally. And it empowered her. She just did it very slowly. She was very scared, like, you know, my husband's going to tell me off, and I felt really sorry for her, but you know, she can do it. We can all can. She had very little rights, but she believed in someone holding her hand and helping her, and that, like you said, the support of other women that really care about her. The good thing about our local women's center, which is now called the Resourceful Women's Network, is they monitor women if they see if they're in difficulty or need support, which is a very important thing. So if you are going through anything like that, you need to talk to somebody, be it your GP, your local women's center. There are lots of lines and help in your country or town. So I, like many other supporters, workers, just want to empower the tiny things so the bigger things happen by themselves. That's how I believe in helping
It's
them.
actually, you're so right over here, Pragati, you know, because sometimes we look at the bigger things first, not understanding that we've left out the very immediate things, maybe little things, things that are taken for granted. But it's those things that actually get us there, you know, to the bigger things. And you're doing, I mean, you're saying this is a huge reminder for people who just want to go straight there and not go through the proper channels, because then you're not learning, then you've not learned properly. And that's why you have mindsets that are controlling and that just want to get and not give. So I think this is a very powerful point that came from you. And all of you who have joined us on the live, please tell us from where you have joined us, and what are the things that you're liking about what Pragati is saying. If you've gone through a similar experience, please do write in the comments section. We will love to be talking about it and having you on the show. So wow, Pragati, wonderful. I just love your ideas. Yes. Okay. So now let's do a little funny thing. If you think of a funny comedian, you know, sometimes in life, you know, when we're going through something difficult, we always say, okay, now let me get back into a humorous mood, or let me just smile. And then you think of something or someone or some song. What comes to your mind when you want to get your mood, you know, in a little lighter? It's been a heavy day, you've met lots of wrong people, but then you calm yourself and say, okay, we'll have all sorts of people in this world. We'll have the angels and we'll have the devils, but we have to deal with all of them. So how do you, you know, sort of make yourself feel better or just bring that smile back to your face? What do
Okay,
you
there's
do?
two. There's two, and being an Indian, there's the Kapil Sharma show,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the traditional format. There was a character called Gutti by Sunil Grover. There were all different characters.
Okay, so everyone in
Come
India, she's
in.
mentioning Kapil Sharma. And Kapil Sharma, if you are watching, or if you chance to watch, you have a big fan in Pragati. Pragati, who is in London. Okay.
So all the characters come in to sabotage the interview, and it's very seamless. But the point is that when these characters come into your life to sabotage your life, I imagine like it's the Kapil Sharma show. So this Gutti is supposed to come in there in at that cue, at that moment, to teach you something, or you're supposed to laugh, or it's some contrast. So I'm like, okay, this is a theatrical performance that I am witnessing, and this is the Kapil Sharma show. So these characters have come in. The second is the Muppets, and I can't remember the characters, but they were traditionally two elderly gentlemen sitting in the balcony in the Muppets, and they would gossip and say negative things about what's going on. So I think about them as well, the elderly gentlemen that are saying negative things, and I say, yeah, so then these negative people, negative entities are these elderly gentlemen in the balcony that have nothing better to do than just gossip about the theatrical performance. So I think they tie in very well. The people coming on stage, but the observers up above as well.
I just love what you said, and it's actually can you see the tears? I have those little tears.
I'm very funny and quirky. I just think that maybe the angels are laughing because I think if they're watching from up above, when they're watching my life, would they think it's a sitcom or a rom-com or some Indian Sas Bahu serial? Like, what are they watching? So if I'm laughing so much, I wonder what they're thinking, or whoever's watching up above. So yes, I laugh at myself, I laugh at my life, and I laugh at other people's viewpoints about me.
Oh, that's so wonderful, Pragati. That's why, you've been able to, despite the hurdles and the challenges, you have remained, in control of yourself, and you know your mind. The best thing is that you know your mind, you know what you have to do, and you will make sure that you do it your way, notwithstanding what A or B or C, Tom or Dick or Sue or Sally or Jane are thinking. You're not bothered about that. You will still do your thing your way. And I remember, when you were in that room, when you were changing into your formal dress and you were applying nail paint, and I was saying, wow, look at her, she's applying nail paint. And that was cool. I thought, that all of these, everyone, they're going, where's my necklace? Where's my this? Where's my that? Where's my earrings? And she is sitting coolly, and she's just applying nail paint in her panache, with her panache, classy. And she's cool. And look at her demeanor, and smiling and saying, oh, I'm feeling so wonderful. I'm feeling like a princess. I am a princess. I think, that's your USP. That's your biggest strength, Pragati. And I'm sure many women who do not understand their worth, they will start understanding their worth. That is the purpose of the show. That, there are people out there who think that they're a good for nothing, but they forget that they have a quality which they can use to shine and to help others also. Because everyone learns from one another. I'm learning from you. So we all learn from one another, and there should be no, it doesn't mean that we are stepping down when we try to learn something from someone else. It's something very benevolent on the part of the one who's sharing something. I feel it's something wonderful and great, and we should actually be grateful. And that is why, attitudes of gratitude, which you have in abundance, which I also believe in, I think this goes a long way. Because when we're grateful for all the little things in life, all the good things start pouring in. They start pouring in. And you are a wonderful, example of this quality, that you just sort of dealt with things, and you made sure that, if people liked what you said, it's okay. If they didn't like it, even then it's okay. You didn't change. People get depressed. Earlier you did, then you realized, no, I've got to come out of this. And you did. But apart from all this, now what, Pragati, in the next 5 years, maybe, let's take it 5 years only, where would you like to be professionally?
I would like to have a luxury coaching business. There's a luxury marketing coach called Yasmin Brendan, and she she takes her clients to spas, they go on a luxury retreat, and they're working together. I would love to pamper women externally as well as help work on their mindset so they really feel nourished and held. And that's where I see myself traveling around, working with these high profile female entrepreneurs that want this luxury coaching service. And why would they come to me? Because I have that empathy. I've gone through that heroine's journey, and they want somebody calm and caring that holds a safe space for them. So I do see that happening, and probably quicker than 5 years. And it's my dream to actually take it to a certain point where I invest the funds into trading so that that sustains my daily living, so that I can coach and empower women for free. I met a student yesterday who said, you know, I would really like this. And I said, but I can't charge you. So just help students, help women, help vulnerable people, because I feel that's my life calling. So it's a big mission. And that's what I see myself professionally. I'd love to buy my own house so that I can focus on myself and create my own living space. But you know, small steps. That's so I'm on the path to creating more abundance for myself and those that I love.
Wonderful, Pragati. Just beautifully said, very well articulated. And so, I mean, everything has come from the heart. It was absolutely amazing. But, you know, before we go, I just want to say, what is that side of you that no one knows? Or what is a trait you have that no one knows about you? Can you share that?
I'm a very private person, so I don't think nobody knows me that in depth. I don't think people realize at face value how strong I am. I think
Yeah, you're right.
people try to, you know, throw punches.
Yeah.
And they don't know what they're dealing with without sounding like some big wrestler or something. But I'm a heavyweight, sweetheart. You don't understand how strong I am from here. And that's what I told the judges at the Wuhan event. It's like, I am so resilient and I'm still standing. So I think people don't realize my strength and my resilience spiritually, because it is my soul that is keeping me grounded and present, not the physical appearance. I probably look very unassuming, but I have a very strong
Come on, you
strength.
look beautiful, my dear. No, never think like that. Charms strike the sight, but merit wins the soul. Hands down, any day. Yeah. Okay, one thing came to my mind. With this kind of, the kind of person you have become after all those years and the hardships and the obstacles and the various difficult people that you met, if you had to go back in time, now there's a time machine, and you're given an opportunity to go back in time, and you want to fix some part of your life which you think that you could have done better that time, but you didn't have that maybe inner power, but now you do, and you want to fix that, which time would that be? I mean, going back.
Timeline therapy, quantum leaping. That's a good question, because I don't know exactly what I want, and I need to first be clear what I want. I think I would go back to my childlike self and tell them that you're fine as you are, and really empowered. If I could go back to my childhood self and say, Pragati, you are fine. You are created in God's image. You are perfect and enough as you are. Do not listen to anybody else. You were made with a purpose, and everything is fine as it is. So I think I would go back to that specific time when I decided that I wasn't good enough, or I was taking on other people's projections of me. So I think that would have happened between the age of 0 or 5. So get rid of all the childhood programming and trauma. I think I would go back and do that.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think, because now when you go back in time and there are certain episodes that keep on resurfacing every now and then you just, at times I smile to myself, at times I feel I should have handled it this way. So there are lots of moments, and with the way we are now, I wish I had done a better job maybe 10 years back, maybe 15 years back. So these kind of things do happen, but they're empowering. And I think these kind of feelings, and when you're saying this to yourself, also gives you that confidence that you could have handled it then also. Only thing is you didn't know about your strength, but it's good that you do finally, which is a wonderful thing. And as a parting shot, Pragati, I mean, we have to say bye-bye to everyone. And thank you to everyone who joined us on the live or who will be watching the live later on. Thank you so much. But do let us know from which country, which part of this beautiful planet Earth you joined us, and what was the biggest takeaway from this little session, from this little talk that I had with the beautiful Pragati. So, Pragati, what is your parting shot to everyone?
My parting message is of love and peace and collaboration, as you said. Do not stop being you. Speak to Alka, she's a psychotherapist. You're welcome to talk to me, but get the help and support you need to be the best version of you and not be knocked down indefinitely from the blows that life throws at you. And I want to say a big gratitude because you, Alka, you are so humble. I was painting my nails and she was carrying my bag for me on my paper. This is how humble that she's very well known, a radio host, and but she helped me, and that's what I was touched by, that like a mentor, she helped me get out of the room very effortlessly so I could sit down and play my part. So I'm very grateful to be on the show. And you also helped me when I was very, very down and unsure about certain things last year. I've bounced back with resilience. So I'm so grateful to Alka, and I recommend everyone speaking to her. So thank you. And my parting message is of love, peace, and support.
And smiles. Yes. And I love the way you were dancing when the music was playing. And I think we all need to once in a while, or maybe for 10-15 minutes in a day, just play our favorite music and just dance and just smile and just say, wow, I'm wonderful. Right, Pragati?
Yeah, I break my state by just doing a silly wiggle in the middle of, and my family
No,
think
but
what she
it showed how you were enjoying yourself, It showed. And not once did you sweat. Let me tell you that. You say that you sweat before doing something like this, but you didn't. Look at you smiling.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Now this is the beautiful Pragati. Now, isn't she amazing? She is. May you always be amazing, Pragati, and keep shining, keep sparkling. Make the world a beautiful planet Earth to be in. And all of you out there, you do the same. I hope you've been inspired enough to make planet Earth a beautiful place to be in, because when there is so much of love, where is the time to hate someone? Let's spread love. Let's spread smiles. Let's turn every negative into a positive. And let's, in our own little tiny way, try to empower one another, help one another. And, just smile. Just smile. Half of the problems are solved just by smiling. And Pragati says it just the way it is. Wow, Pragati, thank you so much, my dear. It was so wonderful having you. And we're going to be having more and more of you because you're part of the family now. And I'll talk about that with you. And to everyone out there, stay tuned to our shows, because these shows are shows that give you the power to make you unique, unstoppable, unbeatable, timelessly tenacious. Thank you, Pragati. And hasta mañana till we meet again. Bye bye, everyone. Bye, Pragati. Thank you.